and welcome everyone. This is Roost TV. It is Friday night and it's time for the Oz Team Racing, the Gary Simmons Memorial Trophy, round number 2 of the season. I hope you're all doing well. A little bit late to the party, but there's a good game of NRL on tonight that I had to just watch the end of. But anyway, we are about to get things kicked off for round number 2 of 4 of the season. Before we do that, let's take a look back. And it was round 1, so it was Glory Babby. Was it Glory Babby or was it... I think it was Breno Ellis, sorry. Wrong one. Breno Ellis took the race victory. Oh, am I getting off to an absolutely sensational start? Was it Glory Babby in GT2? It's multi-class racing. So GT2, 3 and 4. So Glory Babby was the winner of the GT2 class. It was Gracie, or otherwise known as Breno Ellis. He took out the overall victory and the GT3 class victory. And then it was GT4's Vinny Canero. Well-deserved class victory from him. He started 20th, finished 18th overall, but first in class. So big congratulations to all the class winners. Let's take a look back. Let's take a look at the standings now, shall we? So standings, you've got Glory Babby there, sitting on top of the GT2 class on 30 points. Luke McKenzie there in second. I think is that Skinny Luke, maybe. Sitting there in second, John Zulu, Ben Hederman, Jack Steele, Daryl Lim, Smokin' Icarus, and Tarab Bank, who didn't participate, but I think he's back. I think he had some technical issues, or his hardware issues or something. He's getting his stuff back and sorted, whatever. Then, in terms of GT3 standings, it was the Breno Ellis show in the Aston Martin. He took out the class victory there, ahead of Philip Hamilton and Chris Wren. Nick Picken in 4th, Matt Bursa. Andrew Gallier had a good race. He had a bit of a yo-yo race. He dropped down a little bit at the beginning through an early incident, and then sort of managed to fight his way back. Jamin Morosky, Dylan Douglas, Jeremy Shimon, and Siraj Syed as well. Let's take a look at the GT4s. So it's quite challenging for the GT4s. That is not the standings for the GT4s. That's incorrect. So is it Etch a Sketch by Newman? Oh no, Vinny Canero. Yep, sorry, I was a little bit laggy there. No, Vinny Canero on top there for the for GT4. Good stuff from him. Etch a Sketch. Ben Newman, Hayden Burvis, Brad Bracefield, Simon Phillips, Ben Cutler, Daniel Hudson, Andy Bear, and Stephen Hikinger rounding out the top 10. Tonight we are at Kyalami. Some of the best corner names going around. So it is a 4.52 kilometre circuit, approximately 16 turns, and plenty of awesome corner names there. What have we got? Barbecue, Sunset, Clubhouse, the S's, then into Loikop. You got Mineshaft, the Crocodiles, Cheetah. Expect to see a lot of action at the right hander of Cheetah. Then Ingwe for the final corner. Turn 16 of this circuit. This is how they've lined up. So Matt Bursa continues his fantastic run of form. He is all over it at the moment. With a P1, a 141.237. I had a look at the world record times, real life world record times. Matt Campbell held the lap record at this circuit, a 42.021. So that's a little bit quicker than that, but obviously a little bit different between sim racing and real life. But that was done in a 911. Matt Campbell is synonymous with being a Porsche factory driver. So good stuff from Matt Bursa. Chris Wren in there as well. Glory Babby, unsurprising to see him up the front I downloaded all the liveries, dude. I downloaded them all again. I don't think they've all worked, so there's going to be some without it. I don't know what else I can really do. So anyway, so there was John Zulu there in P5. We're missing P4. Where's Nick Picken? He's not on my timing screen. Jack Steele sitting there in 6th. Ben Hederman in 7th. Philip Hamilton, he'll begin the race there in the Audi. Only a handful of Audis in this one. From P8, Skinny Luke there. He's going to start the race in P9. Dylan Douglas will begin from P10. Good to see Dylan Douglas up there as well. He's coming along quite nicely, I think. Jamin Morosky in P11. Smoking Icarus. I think that's a new livery. P number 12. Andy Gallagher in the Mercedes. Jeremy Shimon. Did I get a message from this dude? I did get a message from this guy. What did he say to me? He said something about the pronunciation. Here we go. Yeah, saw my livery didn't work for you last night. Didn't work again tonight. You got my name right, which most don't, and I really appreciate it. Good job. Ouroboros is pronounced Ouroboros. Ouroboros. There you go. It's an ancient snake that eats its own tail symbol. I don't know that.
10 seconds.
All right, we're not too far away from getting started. This is the rest of the field. Vinny Canero there, Lockie Bebes, Etch Sketch, Phillips, everyone back there. Who's got their someone had their wipers on. That's the field. Breno Ellis starting from the rear of the field. Not too sure what's happened there, but we are about to get round number 2 of the Gary Simons Memorial Trophy for Oz Team Racing. It's going to be Matt Burser and Chris Wren leading the way. Ford versus Ferrari. 2 hours around Kyalami. Get ready for the start. It is just moments away. Have a look at that beautiful Ferrari there. Saw a bit of, saw plenty of chaos, as we do often at the first turn last round. Hoping not to get a repeat of that, but it is a pretty decent old run into turn 1, which turns quickly into turn 2, and looks like it was a good start there from John Zulu. That's someone sneaking around the outside. That is Glory Babby, as well, as they all feed in through into turn 2, which is Crawthorne. And looks like everyone has managed to make it through nicely. So great driving from all involved. Shimon is already in the pits. Not too sure what happened to him. Glory Babby leading the field from Bursa. Zoo. Jack Steele in there as well. Chris Wren, Ben Hederman. He gave me the pit stop strategy tonight. So we'll get to that a little bit later on throughout the race. But nice and clean from the rest of the field, which is fantastic to see. And we've got a nice clean start so far as Shimon making his way out of the pits. But it's a familiar face. It's Glory Babby leading the way. And yeah, all's well at the front. So he's already pulling out a little bit of a gap so far. You see, that's Matt Burser. No, it's not Matt Burser. I'm on board with Matt Burser. That's Glory Babby right there. That's going to Rocky Bevis, and then when I change the camera, it goes to the oh, that's not great. Alright. I'll just have to deal with that, and it only wants to be on Helicam. Flooring. Right. That's going to be a bit tricky. How weird. When I click on Glory Babby, it goes to Lockie Bevis. Oh no, what is going on here? This isn't great. Oh yeah, that's Wren going around. And it keeps on going back to Lockie Bevis. Oh, this is going to kind of suck. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, hopefully this sorts itself out. This is not good. Man. Just bear with me, everyone. Try and get you at the front of the field. Try and get you right. There you go. But I can't change it from thingo view at the moment. Just give me 2 seconds. Well, that kind of sucks. Right. Let's see if this will work. No, that's not going to work either. Far out. Let me just bear with me. Just have to let me go out and then come back in again. Just sorry, everyone. Technical issues. Yep. Here we go.
Green light, go, go, go.
So brutal. Alright, let me see if this will work. Nah. Ah, yeah, it does! Awesome! Here we go. We're back. Alright, here we go. Now it works properly. Ripper. Alright, just got to turn it off, turn it on again. So it's Glory Baby leading the way from Matt Bursa. And it's doing all the right things at the moment, which is fantastic. But we haven't missed much. We're like just over 4 minutes into this. Gavin Chat is in there. I saw a 47. Oh, who's in the pits? That's Nick Picken. In the pits. What has happened to him? Where did he start? He started in 30th, I think. Nah, oh, that sucks. I've lost all the data around qualifying. I'm not too sure what's happened to him. It's Glory Baby leading the way. Jack Steele in P3. John Zhu in 4th. Hederman 5th. Philip Hamilton in there at 6th position. Skinny Luke. That's Breno Ellis under the alias of Gracie. He's really Kinero. Get some move done there on Etch-a-Sketch. These are GT4s. You can tell by the little blue triangle bottom right hand corner of the number on the screen there. What else have we got here? This is John Zhu in the KTM, putting a bunch of pressure right now on Jack Steele in the Maserati. GT2s leading the field. Matt Bursa though, he's a GT3. He is there in P2. 42.457 last trip around for Glory Baby. 42.342. John Zhu, a pretty decent time. 42.592. You just feel like it's just a matter of time before this guy wins a race. You would have to think. Expecting some possible weather this evening. Possible weather. I know the word moist has been bandied around quite a lot. So we'll see if the rain does eventuate here at Kyalami. Should make things quite interesting. But right now it's 25 degrees Celsius. It is a beautiful track temperature of 32 degrees. That is Phil Whiteman in the Papa Juliet Racing entry. 30 cars in total in the field, so a nice healthy turnout again tonight for some multiple class action. That's Chris Hoffman getting the job done. That's Alexis up in front. And then what's happened to Dylan Douglas? No! What's happened? He started, what, P10? What happens here? Oh, he just loses it by himself. And then Chris Wren gets a bit of a tag as well. That's a tough part of the track coming through there too. So he drops down into P13. Vinny Kiniro, he's in a GT4, so hence the big gap, 22.3 seconds. Sun just starting to peek through the clouds, so track temperature might begin to increase a little bit. That's Gavin Chat there as well. Where is he? Down in... Oh, and he goes around. That's Bevis. Gave him a little bit of a tag. Let's see what happened there. We'll go from behind. You can see the two decals there on either side of the wing, and a little bit of a bit of braille there, and away he goes. So yeah, they're that's the decal that everyone is running in some shape or form on their vehicle this series. So Hudson in the pits. Nick Pickett still in the pits. Got no tyres on either, so he doesn't look like he's going anywhere. But Corey Babby still leading this one. 6/10 is the gap. Oh, that looks like a bit of a rough internet connection, doesn't it? So I don't know if that's on my end. I don't know if that's on their end. I hope it's not on my end. But anyway, looks like it's okay now. As we go on board with the race leader, that looks like it was Hudson coming out of the pits. You see in the green Porsche GT4 Monster Energy. Here's Breno Ellis. He gets the job done on Hamilton. Let's take a look at that, shall we? We're going to go down the inside. Nice move. Gets the job done. So nice work there from Breno Ellis, racing under the alias of Gracie this evening, as he did for round one originally. Here is DY, the Alpaca My Bags entry, 203. He's got Lockie Bevis just tucked in behind him. Let's see what he can do. Get this microphone sorted out. Yeah, it's a little bit better. What about Phil Whiteman in the Lexus? This is that V8. Lovely. Let's go back and take a look how that came about and go on board with him. So that's Hoffman in front. He just runs a little bit wide there. And away you go. Don't need much more than that to walk through. And we'll go back to live images any moment. There we go. Good enough. What about Shimon in the... Gotta try and get this right. It is in the Ouroboros. It's the ancient snake that eats its own tail symbol. I have to do a bit of research into that and see what exactly that means. Kind of feels like having a mortgage. It doesn't seem like it ever goes down, does it? Yeah, so here's Lucky Bevis. So he's got DY ahead of him. Kind of got like a Scooby-Doo mystery van kind of livery on it, that DY, I reckon. It's the colours of it, that's for sure. I wonder if that's what he's going for. Who knows? Anyway, Hayden Bevis doesn't care. He's going to try and just tuck into the draft here as they go up through turn 1. So turn 1 is it is a kink. It's called the kink. Then you go into turn 2. That's Crawthorne. And that is where Lucky Bevis gets the job done. Where's Hayden Bevis? I haven't seen him for a little while. But nice work. Lucky Bevis moves up into P number 18. In the meantime, at the front of the field, it's Glory Babby. He's keeping Matt Burser at bay. Last lap around, 43.342 to Glory Babby, 43.350 to Matt Burser. So pretty evenly matched there. GT2 versus GT3. What else we got? Jack Steele out there right now. He's got John Zulu tucked in behind him, and then they've got Ben Hederman, and this is Breno Ellis, Gracie. Go down the inside there. Gets the job done. Nice work there from Breno Ellis. So he started last. He's now up into P number 5 as this battle continues to rage between Bevis, Y and Phillips. Phillips, Y Bevis. In the reverse order. We go on board with DY. And that's Shibben. Looks like he was able to get that move done on Etch-a-Sketch. Yeah, you see Etch-a-Sketch there. Just losing that position. Should go on board with that because it's a beautiful sounding car, the Maserati. There we go. Back to live images. Lovely. So let's go back to this. This will be a good battle here between Alice and Alice and Zoo. And look at that, Breno Ellis getting the job done. Let's go to the replay because I wasn't looking. So let's see how this came about. Really tricky part of the track here. This corner is very, very difficult because it's over a hill. And you sort of it's hard to get it's hard to find a braking marker through there as well. It's quite brutal actually. For a hack like me it is anyway. But yeah, Alice on the charge up into P4 right now, and that's Bevis. So just ahead of him though, that blue looking car, that's the Maserati, that's Jack Steele. Let's we have in front of him. That's one of the Team Kiwi Racing entries. I don't know if it's Bracefield or Harnett. Oh, it's not Harnett, because Harnett's he's had a collision with Cutler. Let's go back and take a look. So here's Cutler, there's Harnett in the black and yellow DeWalt entry, and that's just 2 into 1 doesn't go, and that is the result of that. Bursa doing a great job here of holding with Babby. Half a second the gap, and it's about 2/10 the difference in lap time on that previous trip around, as we're almost 20 minutes into this 120-minute race. So we're almost into the double figures already, which is good. We should do a lap, I reckon, with Roy Babby, just to see the circuit as he comes around turn number 16. And then so he heads along the front straight here. Yeah, so turn 1, aptly named The King. There you go, that was it. And then hard braking, a little bit of elevation into turn 2. And you've got the Jukse sweep on the steering wheel there. Then turn 5, this is barbecue. And then this is sort of like a downhill sort of right-hander called Sunset, turn number 6. Depending on what category of car in there, you can take that almost flat out in some categories. Then you turn into turn number 7, this is Clubhouse. Go turn 8, which leads you into turn 9 through the S's, so down the hill again. So it's got some nice elevation changes in this thing. This is probably the hardest corner on the circuit already, because I reckon, because it's really hard to nail that apex, get the right entry into there. That was Laycock at turn number 10. And then you have that was 11, sorry. Then you go into 12, which is Mine Shafts. And then you go into 13, which is Crocodiles. And then probably one of the most exciting corners on the track would be Cheetah. And I dare say over the next hour and 39 minutes, we will see someone hit the inside curb there and go absolutely flying. So that's almost a guarantee to see that over the next 99 minutes. But that was a lap around Kyalami. A bit of an underrated circuit. It doesn't have much sex appeal to it, this circuit. You know, it's nice, but it's sort of, there's no real, like, I don't know, there's no real history about it. There's not much racing that gets done there. No real high profile categories go there much. It's sort of like a bit of a white whale, if you like. But cool track nonetheless, but just doesn't have the same sort of appeal as some of the more classic tracks and more popular ones in particular in this sim. Going on, yes, yeah, so Bursa and Babby, and then this is the man that we all want to sort of keep a bit of an eye on. It's Alice or Gracie, Arse-Tone Racing. Arse-Tone, 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 Arse-Ton. Is it Arse-Ton Racing? Aston. Got it. Look at that. Look at me learning how to pronounce words. Aston, get it? Aston, got it. Who's that in the background there? That is one of the GT4 Mercedes. How many liveries don't I have tonight? There's 3 in the one shot. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? I swear, I downloaded them this week. I did. Yeah. Anyway. It just sucks that it's all the front guys. Makes it quite difficult. When you just go to the inboard shot, you can't see if they got the livery or not. But it's to be a good test for Matt Burser. Can he keep the hard-charging Ellis behind him? Or will he succumb to the pressure at the number 1? But I'm already going defensive there into the left-hander. Babby maybe potentially running a little bit wide there as well. So opportunity afoot here. Is that Babby going a little bit defensive as well? As we go with Bursa, he hits Babby. Oh boy, let's have a look at this. So they were all taking, like, it was pretty much 3 guys with 3 different racing lines here. So there's Babby, quite a strange line. Bursa and Alice as well. Bursa just goes to go up the inside, gives a little nudge to Babby, and around he goes. And so we go back to live images. So the shakeout of that is Breno Ellis, the round 1 winner. There's Morosky and Wren. So the round 1 winner is now back in P1 with the number 1 on the door. Jack Steele in P2 there. So Glory Babby will have to try and hunt Matt Burser down. In the meantime, he's going to have John Zhu all over the back of him as Wren and Morosky. It was a bit of a point of contention, wasn't he? Chris Wren. There's an incident in the race. I think it was late race. Someone reached out to me, Skinny Luke. I think I'll get to that in a moment. I should get back to this. That's a cool looking livery, isn't it, for Smoking Icarus? We'll have to get back to that too. Let's take a look. Yeah, that. I like it. Side-by-side racing. 222. I wonder if he's a Collingwood fan. Side-by-side. Is Jeremy Shimon. So he just gets past Hoffman. And that team, the team name again is Ouroboros. Ouroboros. It reminds me of the developers that do Flight Simulator. Ouroboros. Here we go. Yeah, the Ouroboros is an ancient symbol depicting the serpent or dragon eating its own tail. Derived from the Greek words meaning tail devourer, it primarily symbolizes the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth, as well as the unity of opposites, e.g. creation through destruction. Yeah, there you go. Core symbolic meanings, eternal circle, unity of all things, self-reflection. Ah, there you go. In psychology, Carl Jung viewed it as an archetype representing the primal state of human consciousness, self-containment, and the infinite loop of self-discovery. There was an interesting dude, Carl Jung. The shadow, doing shadow work. Interesting. Historical origin, yeah, ancient Egypt, of course it's old. Yeah, cool, there you go. A little bit of a, it's not a history lesson, kind of a history lesson. Here's Shimon and Whiteman. How good is that? 2 non-liveried cars going at it down there in 14th and 15th right now. Zulu still duking it out with Glory Babby. Gracie has a pretty healthy lead now. 4.2 seconds is the lead. An interesting line again from Glory Babby, wasn't it? I wonder if he's struggling with something potentially. Not too sure. Definitely no not weather related. It's beautiful. It's 25 degrees Celsius, 33 degrees track temperature. So that has gone up by a degree since the last time we checked. And what else? It's under optimum. No moisture in the air to speak of at the moment. We're still, 90 minutes away, so we're almost half an hour into this one. Besides some technical difficulties at the beginning of the race, it's been pretty steady going. Ooh, John Zulu gets a bit of a slide there. Coming out of turn 5. Those barbecues. I don't know how they came to that name, barbecues. I don't have any notes on that, do I? So up here, have a we're right on board with him. I like going on board with the KTM. You don't see these around that often. So he's got Hederman behind him, which I think is a good little segue there into his pit report. So, big thank you to Ben Hederman, who reaches out to me. He said total lost time for traversing the pit lane and taking tyres tonight. He's recorded as 52 seconds. So I won't hold him to that. But that's what he's saying. If it stays dry, a 50-50 split on fuel is going to be probably the most popular option as it stresses the tyres less. Oh no, John Zoo's under a bit of stress right now. He made contact. Let's go back to that. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's got a gaggle of slower cars and a faster car, and then he just makes contact. Watch this. Boom. Oh, and it just slides into him. That wasn't too bad in the end. I think that's just... Oh, and then a big launch over the curb into... Where's he going? He was going into Sunsets then. So, yeah, action left, right, centre right now. He finally gets past that Porsche. I'm just trying to think who that Porsche is. Is it hiking it? No. Bracefield? No. Hoffman? Yes. Chris Hoffman it was. So he's down there in 16th position at the moment. He's got an Audi coming through. That is Philip Hamilton. He's able to get through without any issue. Craig Gallagher cheering on. Cameron Gallagher. Where is Andy Gallagher? He's down there in P12 right now in the Mad Panda Motorsport entry. So he's a bit of a lonely race for him at the moment. 6.7 seconds back from Morosky and 14.3 seconds ahead of Dylan Douglas down there in 13th. So a bit lonely for him. That's a lapped car, so I believe that is Whiteman. He's down there in 16th, so it's a long way back for him. Let's get back to the pit strategy. What we got? So if it stays dry, a 50-50 split on fuel. A 50-50 split on fuel is going to be probably the most popular option again, as it stresses the tyres less. Tyres are a bit easier to manage at Kyalami than Barcelona. That's where we were in round 1. So we'll probably see more variation. Now, if it rains, all strategy out the window, and it doesn't look like it's going to rain at the moment, at least for the next 15 minutes. If you can push through a shower without losing too much time and not stop for tyres, that's the best plan. Otherwise, it's a lottery trying to guess how much time you'll lose versus pitting. Plus, trying to think about that mid-race takes focus on driving, which isn't ideal for my skill level. See, now I think that is that's not true of Ben Hederman. He is quite skillful. He's in the Maserati right now. No, he's in the Maserati right now. So that's the so a 50-50 split. Right now it's looking likely if it continues to stay dry. If we do see rain eventuate, then that could throw a real cat amongst the pigeons and throw the strategy out the window. can see quite a bit of excitement. But thanks to Ben Hederman, absolute superstar. He sends that through for me. Yeah, just a bit of a legend. So I won't hold him to it. We'll see how close he gets to it. He said 52 seconds tonight. If it is, great. If it isn't, doesn't matter. It's I still appreciate him sending that through for me as well. Bit of a superstar. So he's doing a great job right now in P5. He's just under a second back from Matt Bursey, sitting in 4th, who is closely behind Glory Babby. Jack Steele, he's having a good race right now. This is the sweet spot for Jack Steele. Out in front, he's a fast driver, and this is where he tends to excel at the front of the field. And doing a great job, but they're all chasing this man here, Breno Ellis. He's sitting 9.1 seconds down the road right now. Quite comfortable, in fact. What else do we have going on with Rusky? So, what's the highest of our GT4s? It's Vinny Canero leading the way again. So, he's got a pretty healthy gap on Etch Sketch. Come on, with this bad boy. Listen to this. Lovely, lovely sounding car. Just listen to that. Now it doesn't have. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have traction control in the Maserati from memory. There used to be a guy I know who used to race that, Wheezy Weston. Quite excelled at driving the Maserati, so don't think he's watching tonight. But Wheezy Weston, he was a bit of a legend. What have we got? Skinny Luke. GT2s are typically 1 to 2 seconds a lap slower than the GT3s on average because of less aero, cornering stability. This is a good battle right now between Etch Sketch and Lucky Bevis. I do like the Billabong livery as well. Throwback 90s brand. I don't know if Billabong is still around. Maybe it is. The fact that GT2s even in the top 10 of a 2-hour race is pretty wild. But when you put glory in anything, it will go quick. Yes, we're all racing, but the class battles are more the focus. Yeah, this is one of the class battles that we have right now. So Vinny Canero is ahead of GT4, but this is for the podium right now of the GT4 class. You've got two pretty decent steerers going at it in Etch Sketch and Lucky Bevis. Also watching at the end, Chris Wren drove me off the track. If he wasn't my mate, I would have protested the move. He had his angry pills, lots of fairly questionable bump to passes, but fun nonetheless. So I think that was all in jest. So thanks to everyone who reaches out to me after races to explain things as well, and Ben Hederman for giving me the strategy. Sun still poking its head out. Track temperatures dropped a degree down to 31. What are we? 3:19 in game time. 83 minutes to go of a 120-minute race. So what are we? About 30% through so far. Almost, anyway. And we're watching Glory Babby hunting down Jack Steele right now. The GT2s. This is for the lead of the GT2 class. Breno Ellis or Gracie. Car number 1 is leading the way, which is a GT3, signified by the non-coloured little triangle in the bottom right-hand corner of the number box there. A little bit of cloud cover now, so that the sun just disappearing. The time multiplier, I think it was like 3 tonight. Where is it? Let's see if I can schedule. Here we go. Yeah, tyres unlimited, no mandatory pit. Oh, here we go. So, here's Glory Babby. Oh, Steele running very wide there as they come through turn 10 and 11. Oh, Steele getting sideways there. So massive oversteer, doing everything that he possibly can to keep Glory Babby behind him right now, and it is working. Steele with the lights on. It has gotten a bit overcast quite quickly. The forecast says it is to be clouded over, and Jack Steele thinks it's dark enough to put the headlights on. Nonetheless, it's got Babby all over the back of him. That's what it looks like from the rear of the Maserati as he goes through the final turn to complete another lap and begin another. This is GT2. This is for the lead of the GT2 class. Babby just poking the nose down the inside, just signalling his intent, saying, I am all over the back of you right now. Looking to get past. He's really pushing that Mercedes right now. Is Babby? Or is he going to have a look down the inside here? Oh, they make a little bit of contact. Steele almost loses it. He loses the position though, so Babby, with just a gentle nudge, is able to move Steele aside. He drops down into P2 and loses the lead of the GT2 class. And that car is starting to look like it's a bit of a handful right now for Steele. And he's got more challenges on his hand because he's got Ben Hederman tucked in behind him, and then just behind him is Matt Burser as well. So the pressure is still right on Steele here to maintain his position, but Glory Babby has now moved into P2. I think that's Simon Phillips in the Mercedes just there. Yep, it is. So he's down there in P21st right now in the GT4. I think he is running 5th right now in class. So having a pretty solid outing right now is Phillips. Just letting some of the faster GT2 guys come through, and here we go. We've got a pit stop here for car number 1. So that's Breno Ellis, Gracie. Let's just call it car 1, shall we? And he's in the pits. I don't know if that's a technical issue, if it's a hardware issue. It doesn't really strike me as being on target for a scheduled stop. He is going now though, so the call was there's going to be a 50-50 split if it remained dry, so maybe car 1 has a different weather forecast perhaps. Oh, and then he's come out of the pits and he's turned it around. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's Glory Babby. He was in the race lead, Glory Babby. So Glory Babby in the race lead, and he's put it on the grass, turned it around, and I think that's just coming out of, where is that? Is that, Ingwe? No. Where is he now? So, yeah, I think that was out. I think that might have been out of 11, potentially. Not too sure. Anyway, oh, that's significant damage too. That's going to cost some time, a lot of time, in the pit lane. So that's not good for Glory Babby. He was in the race lead. It was a lead gifted to him by Alice, who's down there in P12 now. So Glory Babby will have to follow. I reckon that was out of maybe turn 2, I think. He's had to go around nearly a full entire lap. It's a little bit hard to see on the track map there. But yeah, Glory Babby, he is going to go around again. Let's see what it's like on board. He's going to be able to nurse that all the way through to a pit stop. Have to wait and see, but that's where he finds himself right now, in P number 9, so from the race lead. That means right now Jack Steele, who not too long ago, only a lap and a half or so ago, was losing positions to Glory Babby, and now finds himself in the lead of the race. It's very interesting. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, here's Morosky. I'm more thinking about Alice, car number 1. That's a more interesting one for me. I'm a bit puzzled by that pit stop. How long was it? Oh, what time did Ben Hedderman say? He said 52 seconds total. 56 seconds total was that pit. So, Ben Hedderman, on the money. I'm giving a 5-second tolerance there. On the money. Good work from him. This is Chris Wren we're watching. They're flashing lights. What's that? Coming through. Oh, that's Smoking Icarus, isn't it? Yeah. I like the look of that little... It is an Audi, isn't it? That's a GT4 Audi. Yeah. No, GT2 Audi. Yeah, nice looking car, I reckon. But right now, at the front of the field, so we have Steele, Hedderman, Bursa, Zoo, and Philip Hamilton just hanging around there, 3.5 seconds off the back of the KTM, the number 45. So this is looking like we could have a pretty good race here at the front of the field. I was fearing a little bit that potentially with Breno Ellis checking out as Gracie makes up a spot. That's Andy Gallagher down there in 12th position. So that's car number 1 moving their way back up the field. But yeah, this is on right now. There's 2 seconds covering the top 4 right now. So this is perfect recipe for some great racing. And then perhaps if we can get a little bit of weather thrown in here, it's only what, that's like a northwesterly right now. The wind is blowing only 1 kilometre an hour, so not likely to bring in any weather. But yeah, the weather forecast though was there was going to be some chances of weather. Race sessions, weather forecast, sessions fully dry 59%, sessions full wet 3%, Sessions mixed 37%. So there's a 37% chance that we'll see some rain at some stage over the next 72.5 minutes. But in the meantime, we've got a Maserati 1-2 right now. That's Jack Steele and Ben Hederman duking it out. Matt Bursa in third. John Zhu sitting there in third. And then a little bit further back is Hamilton in P4. GT3 class is led by Matt Bursa. And looking to go back-to-back in the GT4 is Vinny Canero down there in 17th outright. But he is the leader of the GT4 class. He's battling it out with Lockie Bevis, and let's see Dylan Douglas here. He's able to get a move done on what's Andy Gallagher doing? Just plodding along. Maybe he had a little mistake there, or incident, or something distracted him. Not too sure. But he has dropped down into P number 13 as we go back to live images. But the front of the pack, this is good stuff. We're going to see some pretty good racing. That is John Zhu just going down the inside of, that's Hudson in the GT4 Porsche. I think we've lost one or two, so pretty good attrition rate so far. This is Smoking Icarus. He's got Chris Wren going down the inside there. This is 4th position as well, 7th and 8th. And that's Morosky in there as well. So Icarus loses 2 spots. He drops down into P number 9. And Morosky moves up into 8th, Wren into 7th. And then throwing Glory Babby. He is in there in 10th with a heavily wounded Mercedes, as you can see there. On the external of the car, that bonnet is up, which usually does indicate that the damage is relatively severe, but Babby's still able to circulate a 44.125, a 43. Oh, hang on, that's Icarus. What happened there? Let's go back to that on the replay. Go on board with him because, yeah, there we go. That's the one. Oh, he just runs a little bit wide there, and that was. You don't need to give. Gracie. Blubby. Sorry, Gary. Blubby. I can't even speak right now. So the gap's 1.3 between Steele and Bursa. Then you've got Hederman tucked in right behind him. John Zhu as well. Hamilton. Pretty tight race at the moment as we're approaching 69 minutes remaining in this one. And yeah, still car number 1, that pit stop is still just trying to work out what the thinking was there. Now, Steele has just pulled out a little bit of a gap here on Hederman. It's 1.6 seconds. Last trip around, 43.3 to a 44.3. So a second quicker was Hederman on that last trip. Zhu did a 43.5, so 8/10 faster. So I wonder if Hederman just had maybe a little bit of traffic to contend with perhaps. That was almost a little bit of action there at Cheetah. As from the TKR GT4 entries. Oh, John Zhu did pretty well to hold on to that. Nice work from him. Good save. Could have been disaster. So he's in it with a shot here, John Zhu. So this is it. This could be the race. I've talked about it. I've tried to manifest it. I've tried to commentators curse reverse it. Here's Dylan Douglas in the pits. I've tried to predict it, all to no avail. But is today the day that the 45 can finally step up on the top step of the podium and claim victory? We're still 67 minutes away from this one being over. Last trip around, a 43.9 to Steele, a 43.6 to Hederman, a 43.3 to John Zhu, as Dylan Douglas is still in the pits. He is still stationary right now. Still stationary. Oh boy. I wonder if he's... Oh, that's Lockie Bevis. What's happened to him? He's... Alright, hang on. Who's the other car? Oh, that's Hayden Bevis. I was asking where Hayden Bevis is. There he is. So Hayden Bevis. That was an issue. I believe he had some damage there. Dylan Douglas still in the pits. So what do we got here? Matt B. That's Matt Bursa. Lost connection with the server. Not happy. A few stutters, and this one did not return. Yeah, I had a few stutters early on as well, so perhaps some instability in the server. Not too sure, but Matt Bursa, sorry to lose you there. He was having a pretty good run too. He was like top 3 at one stage, wasn't he? He was right up the front, Matt Bursa. Nick Picken is the other one I'm thinking of, but no, Matt Bursa, he was right up the front. He's out, so... Once again, the purple and white car, mate, cross your fingers, cross your toes. John Zhu, is this the day? We will wait and see. Hederman and Jack Steele are going to be two very, very challenging cars to get past, and they're doing a fantastic job right now. It's the GT2s leading the way, 1, 2, 3. Highest of the GT3s is Hamilton in the Audi in P4, followed by Morosky. Oh, Chris Wren, actually. And Morosky having a good run, isn't he? Morosky in P7. The number 50 Ferrari. He's looking pretty good. What did he lap last time? 44.2. That's pretty decent pace in the GT3. That is one of the little Porsches. Is it Andy Bear? No, it's not Hudson. It's not Bracefield. Is it Hoffman? No. Who is it then? Not Harnett? I don't know. Anyway, looks like Gracie has managed to get past Icarus as we go to the replay. Dives down the inside. The car is in pristine condition. And the number 1 gets past the 222 there. And yeah, nice work there. So he has pitted recently, as recently as 14 minutes ago. So fresh rubber for him. And now he's got Corey Babby. So these are two drivers that you're generally not really expecting to see in 8th and 9th. More in P1, P2. We saw the epic battle in Season 1 at the Hungaro Ring, where I think the phrase Gabby was born, and then Alice, as in L-I-C-E. It is hard to say Breno Ellis without it sounding like Alice. But anyway, whatever. So we'll stay with this battle. I do hate staying with it though, because it is two unliveried cars. Babby making a pit stop there. And might be a little bit longer than 52 seconds. And Smoking Icarus as well. So that'll give us a pretty good idea on how much time that damage is going to cost Babby. That is if he decides to fix it. He was circulating pretty decent times with it, so maybe we'll choose not to fix all of it in this stop. As the sun once again sticks its head out, as it has done for most of this race. As we're approaching the halfway mark to our race, wasn't it? Yeah, so halfway almost. Ren and Skinny Luke swapping positions. This looks nice. Who else is in that? That's Morosky in there as well. And that's that little... I think it's Hikinger. He's in that little Porsche there. As these GT3s come steaming through. Did talk about that sort of ad nauseum in the round 1 race at Barcelona. Very, very tricky conditions when you're a slower GT4 in particular, when these big GT3s come steaming through. Hard to keep out of the way, keep your race moving forward as well. So, yeah, it can be very, very challenging from that perspective. It just takes a little bit of give and take from everyone, right? You know, a little bit of compromise, a little bit of understanding, just a little bit of empathy. You know, we can all just get along. But anyway, here's the one all over the back of the 50 of Morosky. Oh, he's going to send it down the inside. Morosky's not going to give it up without a fight, which he's more than entitled to do. Gracie manages to win that battle, and then Morosky's going to have to keep an eye on his rearview mirror. He's then going to have Skinny Luke coming through, and Morosky able to clear that GT4 Maserati. Good driving, whoever that was. It wasn't Etch-a-Sketch, was it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't Skinny Luke. Who was it? Who is that little blue and black car? It is a little... Oh, no, it's the Ginetta. It's Ben Cutler. There you go. I was looking for a Maserati, and it's actually Ginetta. Good driving nonetheless anyway, Ben Cutler. Good stuff. Here we go. Here's Gracie and Ren heading down the front straight. One of the TKR cars just getting out of the way there. Morosky in the background. And the Aston Racing entry. P5 on the charge. 13.4 seconds behind Philip Hamilton though, who has yet to pit. So car 1 has pitted already. Pitted 19 minutes ago, in fact. 56 seconds. I don't think that is going to be enough to get home though. That's going to be the important part. Skinny Luke out of the pits. 58 seconds in total. What about Babby? Babby did a minute 13, so he did do the repairs. There you go. You can see the physical remnants of that. So he's down there in P11. Now, Smoking Icarus, he did make his stop. So he was 16 seconds clear. He used the 58 seconds. So the gap between those two this is Icarus and Luke. That's for position. the Mercedes behind, that's one of the Bevis family. So I don't know if it's Hayden or Lockie. It was Lockie. There you go. DY is in the pits. So this is just as this man on screen, Ben Hedderman, predicted that this race was going to be a 50-50 race in terms of a dry pit stop. It was going to be 50-50, and that is exactly what we're doing. So nice work there from Ben Hedderman. Comes out in P7, so the second half of the race is ahead. I wonder if that's Hayden Bevis. It is, I think. Or Lucky Bevis. No, it was Hayden Bevis. There you go. There's John Zhu in the foreground. Ooh, getting close to that, to the sausage curb there at Cheetah. Morosky now. He's all over the back of Ren. This is Ferrari on Ferrari. Jack Steele. He's in the pits right now, so that means John Zhu does inherit the lead. Oh, a big snap there from Morosky. Let's go on board with him here. This will be very interesting to see. So that's Ren on the inside. And through the left-hander. Watch this. Wee, wee. Looked more, way more severe outside of the car than it did in the car, but I'm pretty sure it would have felt relatively scary to Morosky. But all's while that ends, well, he's there in P5, car number 50, P5. But this man here, John Zhu, leading the way. Jack Steele makes his stop in, out. 59 seconds total. So Hedderman was 57. Luke was 58. Icarus was 57. So a slower stop than those other guys. And that's Hedderman that he's got just in front of him. Where's Steele? There he is. Yep, so he's got Ben Hedderman just ahead of him. I do have all the good spots as well, that's good. You can do biggest rises and fallers. Surely, here's Vinny Canero. He's in the pits. He was leading the GT4 class. All eyes on this man. How long can he stretch the fuel tank of the KTM? Ooh, big slide out of turn 2 there as he navigates through turn 5. That man being John Zhu, who is our race leader with 53 minutes to go. Over the halfway mark of this one. Round number 2. Round 2 of 4. Next race is at Spa. And then we're going to do the Nordschleife. I wonder how many we'll get for that. It'll still be cool though. 2 hours around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. That's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe not for the drivers. For me it will be though. It'll be pretty cool. Where are we? 4:18, 4:19 in game time. And John Zhu just doesn't want to push his luck too much. He is in a position to win this race. He's pushing extremely hard, but just doesn't want to push too hard. Pushing right to the edge. Those tyres are 68 minutes old. So would not be feeling very good at all. And he's going to go for another lap. What about Steele? Steele was the man who was in P2. 55 seconds is the gap for the fastest pit stop we've seen so far tonight is 56 seconds. Chris Hoffman did 53 seconds. That's pretty good as well. He's going to need a stop like that, and the longer he goes, the shorter that stop's going to get, and it's generally about a second a lap is by how much it shortens. So he could possibly do a 53, a 52 potentially. Philip Hamilton, he's in the pits. This might give us a bit of a marker. We'll get back to him shortly because he's still stationary. In the meantime, we'll continue to watch John Zhu work away, and then it's going to be Steele is the other man that we will need to keep an eye on. Hamilton stationary right now. Steele, he is about to get away. 59, 60 seconds. Stopped for 36 seconds. So that is a GT3 class car as well. So a little bit different fuel configuration perhaps. Not 100% certain. Not an expert. But yeah, this man here, the gap is at 55 seconds between Steele and Zhu. Now, Gracie has pitted. So that's the other joker in the pack. And this is it. This is the pit stop. He put in a couple of really pushing laps then, did John Zhu. So he's done everything he possibly can to try and put himself in a winning position after this race, for the remainder of this race. Here comes Breno Ellis. He pitted, nearly half an hour ago, 27 minutes. Here comes Chris Wren through. He has yet to pit as well. And then Hederman, where is he? He's just coming up towards Cheetah. Cheetah will be the other right-hander, I think. Yeah, there it is. Zhu. He has stopped. Yeah, it's a quick stop as well. It's a quick one. 32 seconds he was stopped for. 56 seconds. So that's the same as P1. And here it is. Here's Ben Hederman. And Jack Steele is nowhere to be found. Hederman sneaks through. There he is. I can see Jack Steele right there, tucked in behind him. Oh, he makes contact as well. So that was with, I think, was that Andy Bear? It was. Let's go back to the replay. This is going to be very interesting. So there goes Hederman. Here comes Zhu. And that's Bear. Here comes Steele. And that Andy Bear just got a little bit on the inside of the curbing there. Upset the car. And he made a little bit of contact. But all's well that ends well. We're back to live pictures, and here we go. This is what is essentially the net lead of the race. John Zhu and Jack Steele. P5, P6 for now. But Hederman, Morosky, and Wren. There we go. Morosky is making his way into the pits. So that Ferrari certainly does have a large fuel tank. We've seen the Ferraris go long many times. This is a crucial stop for Morosky, having a great race, in fact. So nice work from him. Hederman. So it was P2, P3. So Ben Hederman, has he pitted yet? Yeah, he has. So Hederman has pitted. So he is essentially our net race leader. Wren still needs to pit. And Gracie is likely going to have to pit again. Oh, really? He's already got half an hour into it. 48 still to go. That is going to have to be some serious fuel saving, and I don't think the Aston is necessarily the most fuel efficient. What sort of times is he doing? 41.467. So that time does not indicate to me that he is fuel saving in any way, shape, or form. It's more like he's absolutely pushing to the maximum limits at the moment. 15 seconds is the gap. What's happened to Morosky? Down there in P10. So that's where he's filtering out. Nothing's happened to him. Who still needs to make a stop? Chris Wren, Andy Gallagher, Lockie Bevis, Etch Sketch, Simon Phillips and Ben Cutler. The other remaining cars out on circuit who are yet to make a pit stop. 47 minutes still to go, so plenty of racing still left in this one. As Icarus and Skinny Luke, they make contact. Oh, and Luke goes around. This is a travesty. Let's see it on the replay. Maybe go from the Helicam, might give us the best view here. And so, oh, did he lose it by himself? He kind of was losing it. It slowed him up. Icarus made a bit of contact. And Skinny Luke goes around. And that is not the way he wanted to be facing. And he's getting going still at the moment. So he's dropped down there into P number 11. That Mercedes going through. I think that's DY. It is. And yeah. Ooh, wrong one. No. Come on, Nick. Here we go. Skinny Luke. Down there in P number 11. A fair way off Glory Babby. Who had the incident earlier on. So a bit of a recovery drive for him. Is he going to make it all the way to the end there? 12 minutes should do. Should do. Wait and see. This is the beauty of mini endurance racing. 2 hours. 2 hours is still a decent amount of time. It's longer than a sort of traditional stint in an endurance race. As we're watching John Zhu trying to fend off Jack Steele here, and in the meantime chase down Ben Hederman amongst the traffic of some GT4s. That 1, 2, 3, that's Vinny Canero. He's leading. No, he is in third position in class in GT4, but 15 Bevis and Etch-a-Sketch both yet to pit. Here's Morosky. He's gotten past Gallagher and Glory Babby as well. So Gallagher is still yet to pit. 70 minutes he's gone. I think we have seen this in the past, him go quite long. Running in the top 10 at the moment, but that was Glory Babby and Morosky moving through there. So Morosky into P8. 9th is Babby. So he is hunting down the number 50. Who just pitted only 3 minutes ago. Glory Babby 16 minutes ago. So a little bit of a tyre advantage to Morosky. Will he be able to put it to good use against the hard charging Glory Babby as Andy Gallagher decides to call it time. And he ends his first stint, makes his way into the pits, and as he does that, Glory Babby just cruises around the outside of Morosky into turn 2. Takes that position away, so he is now into P8, 6 seconds off the back of Smoking Icarus, who's there in the 222 in P number 7. And now the strategy game is afoot here, so it's going to be interesting. Car 1 is really just now a question of can they make it on fuel. And as Ben Hederman informed us earlier, the tyres aren't necessarily a big issue around here. So it's not a high tyre deg track. But we are going to see that push probably quite close to its limits. And you'd love to know what the status of those tyres are right now. But yeah, car 1 absolutely pumping in time. So still a 41.245. So judging by the times that he's putting in at the moment, I would think there's a splash and dash on the cards here. He's built up a 22-second buffer. Oh, you can hear that. You can hear the Maserati, the downshifting, which is glorious. That's Etch-a-Sketch. Listen to it, it's beautiful. Lockie Bevis is in the pits. I think that's his first stop of the evening. It is a 71-minute stint from him. Just listen to it. It's glorious. A bit of honesty there. Oh, listen to that. Beautiful. As a couple of guys move through there, Steele and Hederman and Steele, Hamilton in tow as well, a little bit further back, but that's Jack Steele. Now moving away from the distinctive tones of that Maserati. Chris Wren, 73-minute stint in the Ferrari, quite well known for the fuel efficiency. And yeah, so the question really is now, over the next 41 and a half minutes, can car one nurse it home? Is still pushing like crazy. 41.5. Yeah, so my money would be on, if I was a gambling man, remember, always gamble responsibly. 41.5 was his last trip around. We'll see what he does now. He's still about halfway through the lap at the moment, so we'll see what he puts up. But the gap is pretty sizable at the moment. A smaller gap, though, is between Hederman and John Zhu, so it is at a second the difference at the moment. And Gracie putting in another lap time. Let's see what sort of time. The car looks in pristine condition, though. No livery, but pristine condition. Last trip was 41.5. Boom, 41.4. He's pushing. So I reckon there's a splash and dash on the horizon. This is very clever, you know. This is when will it happen? That will be more the question now. That's what I think it's heading towards. We'll have to wait and see. But the other closest battle on circuit right now is Ben Hederman and John Zhu. They're battling it out for second and third. Last trip around, a 43.3 to Hederman, a 43 to John Zhu. So a few tenths faster. Second is at the gap is at 1 second. Steele behind them, 43.5. What do they do now? What's most up to date? 42.4, 42.6, and Steele does a 42.7. So in order of fastest to slowest on that lap around, but only 2 or 3 tenths separating those second, third, and fourth lap times. So pretty even speed. Now it's going to be just who can keep it consistent and make the least amount of mistakes out of these three to try and sew up a podium. Well, Hederman and Zhu got the podium already in their grasp, so Steele and Hamilton are the ones going to push him. Hamilton's a little bit further back. He is not as on the pace as these guys, so he's a 43.947, so he was at least a couple of tenths slower. I know, he was like a second slower than those guys, yeah. Hamilton's last lap time was a 43.947. Yeah, so almost a 44. The slowest of the three ahead was a 42.8. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think, if that's a true indicative indication of Philip Hamilton's time, I don't think he's in with a chance to get a podium. But if that was more affected by traffic, and we'll find out this lap, we'll see what that is, but he would have to have a little bit of fortune fall his way, I think. But GT2s, yeah, definitely in a good space. P2, 3 and 4. Let's see what Hamilton does. John Zhu does a 43 flat. Hederman a 42.8. Steele a 43 flat. And Hamilton... Ooh, Hamilton does a 42.7. So there you go. He's not out of the fight, Philip Hamilton. As Gracie and Hederman, they swap positions. So was that traffic that has caused that? Nonetheless, we're looking at live images. I reckon he's got stuck in a little bit of traffic there. Has Gracie, and now he's got Hederman and Zulu all over him, and that is a Porsche. That's a GT3 Porsche ahead. That's DY ahead in the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine coloured Mercedes as well. And it's been swapped back now. So Gracie has retaken the lead. The Mystery Machine just getting a little bit in the way there. And now Hederman all over the back of Gracie. Zulu all over the back of Hederman. Jack Steele only a second behind these guys. That GT3 Porsche behind them, that was Hoffman. He's down there in 14th. We've seen him in a bit of traffic already this evening. And that's Hederman trying to fend off quite strongly Zulu right now. So 36 minutes still to go in this one. Plenty of racing left. More than 25% of this race is still remaining. And it is up for grabs right now. It's 1.3 seconds, covers the top three. It's a GT3 leading the way, followed by 3 GT2s and a couple more GT3s. But this is great stuff right now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, all in the same shot on the same screen. With 36 minutes remaining in this one, we are set up for an absolute cracker here. Glory Babby as well, so he's 3.6 seconds behind Icarus. He is about 30 seconds away from this group, so I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to join them. And yeah, Gracie on that last lap at 51.430, so he got held up significantly in traffic, which enabled Hederman and Zulu to catch up significantly. And I just said significantly 3 times in the space of about 10 seconds. But yeah, Gracie with a 51.430 compared to a 45.7 and a 44.8. Steele did a 43.9. Hamilton did a 42.9. So he's 11.6 seconds behind Steele. He's 14 seconds away from this group as well. Oh, I feel like anything could really happen in the remaining 35 minutes. It's Andy Bear getting out of the way. So that's good driving from him in the GT4 Porsche. And he's going to let Steele through as well. You can see blue flags waving. Oh, has this race got a few more little stings in the tail, sorry. So that's the gap was ginormous from Gracie. He was gapping him at like 22 seconds, so that's completely changed it for him. So I don't know if he had he had to have it off. He was cruising. He was 22 seconds ahead. So that means now what he was looking at, a possible quick splash and dash and still win this race, has now turned into him having to stretch this stint. No, it wasn't. He did make the pit stop. That's why it was. Sorry, I didn't see it. Sorry. He made the pit stop. He made the stop. I didn't see it. That's why he was so close to those guys. So that answers the question. It was a splash and dash. That's good driving from him as well. My apologies, everyone. I'm a bit slow on the uptake there. He made the stop. That's what allowed Hederman and Zulu to close the gap. That is a cracking strategy, you know, from Gracie there, Breno Ellis, also known as. That's you know what? That's when you know you're really good. When you can do stuff like that, that's when you know you're really good. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I was just a bit slow on the uptake. I was checking the thingo. But yeah, he made his stop. How long was it? It was almost a full stop. It was like a proper full stop. Total pit time, 55 seconds. So it was a big stop. And Zulu, oh, is he able to squeeze ahead of Hederman here? They're going to go side by side. Oh, coming to a dangerous part of the circuit. That's allowed Steele to really close up on these guys as well. But the one has just left these guys all fighting amongst themselves while he's just cruising away. 4.7 seconds is now the gap, and now they're on the older tyres. They're going to have to struggle for another half an hour to the end of this race, where he's going to be, pretty much cruising with a half stint remaining. So, car 1 has the number 1 on the side of the car for a reason. And right now he's opened up already a gap of 5 seconds over Hederman, Zulu and Steele. You can throw a blanket over those guys though. It's less than a second of the difference between all three of them, but you don't need me to tell you that. You can see that right now. Last trip around, Gracie did a 41.4, so half a second off the fastest time of the race set by him as well. So he's got that Aston Martin absolutely flying at the moment. And now it is Hederman, Zulu and Steele left to fight for the final podium positions. At the moment it's Hederman and Zulu. Steele is the odd man out here. Hamilton 12 seconds behind these guys, so he's still circulating at similar pace, 43.1. So if he was with them, he'd have the pace to compete, but he's just got the big gap. It's the biggest challenge. He has their Ren a further 10 seconds behind them. He did a 43 that last lap. That was a little bit faster than Ren, because the other guys, Hederman and Zulu, did 44s. What do they do this trip around? 43. Yeah, Ren did a 42.9, that previous one, 43.1. Yeah, so those guys have got the pace. Smoking Icarus, maybe not. Glory Babby, 43.1, but he's 37 seconds away from these guys. So his race is, he's with Icarus at the moment. He could maybe scrape through a top 5, but I think that's relying on some misfortune of others. So yeah, that accident that set him back in the pits, what was it, an extra roughly that 16-17 seconds, he would be well up there in the top 5 right now, but unfortunately he finds himself in P8, and in the meantime you've got Icarus, Ren, Hamilton, Steele, Zulu, Hederman and Gracie ahead of him at the moment. Now in terms of classes, so Hederman is the highest of the GT2s, Gracie is the highest of the GT3s, and Etch-a-Sketch down there in 15th outright in the Maserati. When was the last time he pitted? Oh, it's saying that he's exceeded his limit. It doesn't say that he's pitted. 1 hour, 25 minutes and 41 seconds. I'm not too sure that is correct. But if it isn't, it's Phil Whiteman, the Papa Juliet Racing entry Lexus. He would be the leader of the GT4. So I'm not too sure what's happened there in terms of the timing. But I do know that we have 29 minutes remaining in this one. Round number 2 of 4. So it's a short little season. Mini Enduro season. The Gary Simons Memorial Trophy Series. All cars are running a little Gary Simons memorial little badge on the side on their cars at different spots as a nice little tribute. So this is a little bit of lap traffic here as well. Hudson, they're almost going to go 3 wide. That was Steele in there as well. We've already seen him have a little bit of contact with slower traffic as Etch-a-Sketch finally makes a pit stop. That would mean Whiteman. No, Vinny Canero is the other GT4. Whiteman is not a GT4. He's a GT3. So that means Vinny Canero would then inherit the lead of GT4 class and would put him on track for back-to-back class victories. As Zulu and Hederman making their way through more traffic. That's one of the Bevis cars there, the Little Island Motorsport entries. Not too sure if that's Lockie or Hayden. But here is Hedeman leading this pack for the podium. In the meantime, though, Gracie, though, has checked out. He's 10 seconds up the road. The last trip around was a 41.9. Well, that's Phillips. So a little bit more traffic these guys need to deal with. Oh, Steele taking advantage of it. And he gets the move done on John Zhu there. So that is just the nature of multi-class racing. You can use the traffic to your advantage. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. In this case, Steele is definitely the hammer. And he's been able to nail that position away from John Zhu, who's looking to take it back. We can go down the inside. We've seen the rear of that KTM get twitchy quite a few times already this evening. That was another. Oh, and then down the inside now goes Zhu. They almost make a bit of contact. Great driving to not make any contact. Steele able to hold the position. And Zhu still remains in P4. This is good for Hedeman. He gets to get a bit of breathing room from these guys. 2 seconds up the road while these two guys fight it out. Just a bit of onboard action there. Oh, big slide from Steele. Is that going to open up the opportunity here for Zhu? If we go back on board with him, that's the Janetta. That's the Janetta of Ben Cutler. He runs by. Good driving from him. It's a great battle between these two. Tell you what, Jack Steele driven really well tonight. Really, really well. He is definitely better at the front of the field. When he's able to sort of run his own race, he is quite good. It's when he's having to fight through the field, he's probably not his optimal levels. But at the front, yeah, given space and time to run, he can chop it up with the best of them, as he is doing right now. Holding on to P3. It's Gracie leading the way though, 41.4. So he's pumping in those 41s right now. Absolutely flying. He's thoroughly enjoying these conditions. Air temperature 24, track 28. We're at 32 originally at the start of the race. It's 5:17 p.m. in game time. And 23 minutes remaining, but he's driven a faultless race. A strategic masterpiece, one might say. I think so. It's some big brain strategy going on from him today. No one else even attempted something like that, but I don't think anyone else really is on the same level as him. Maybe this man on screen, Corey Babby, most definitely. Seen some cracking races between those two. So, but outside of that, no disrespect to anyone else. But yeah, just absolutely flying right now. Hedeman. Good race from him. What did he say to me before the race? What was hoping to get through turn 1 unscathed for the first time in a few races. Well, he has certainly done that and a lot more. He's had a great run. He's driven fantastic. Started P5 from what I can tell. I'm not 100% sure if that is the accurate up-to-date information because there's some technical difficulties with the timing screen, but we got back up. Jack Steele is the ATR Le Mans Ultimate Season 1 LMP2 champion. There you go! Jack Steele. Good steerer. I've commentated on many a race of Jack Steele's. A couple of wins here and there as well. But yeah, good quality drive from him. That's the Lexus getting out of the way. That's Phil Whiteman. As mentioned, it is quite difficult with the faster traffic coming through. Although that is a GT3 car, that's still the Lexus, so not the most easiest and nimblest cars to be driving. But yeah, good job of him able to get out of the way of those guys, let them through. Not an easy job. That's Chris Wren. That is for position. So that's Babby. Has he got a little bit of damage, Chris Wren? I reckon he does on the front of that Ferrari. Yep. He certainly does. So he's hit someone or something. Enough to give it a fair whack. Yeah, I reckon he's just struggling a little bit with that. He'll be hoping the next 21 minutes flies by. I don't think it's going to be a particularly enjoyable 21 minutes for him. So Babby has moved his way up into P6, 17 and a half seconds behind Hamilton, just under 21 minutes remaining. We're watching Zhu and Steele. John Zhu got a little bit of traffic to deal with as well, so that might have played a part in his tentative run through there, but not by the looks of that. And is he able to get done? No, he's not. We saw who did we see the back marker get out of shape there on the curbs as well? That was John Zhu. Almost brought him unstuck. So he remains there in P4. And that Ferrari in the background, I don't know who that is. It's not Morosky, it's not Wren. Is it Shimon? It is Shimon. In the Ouroboros entry, we learned about that. The snake that eats itself and is a symbol for... I can't remember what it was a symbol for. It was a symbol for something. Rewind it in the stream. But anyway, but yeah, good battle going on right now between John Zhu and Jack Steele. It's been happening for a little while now. Hederman has able to just step further and further away. He is almost 4 seconds up the road from these guys. So while these two have been fighting, that has allowed him the breathing room to make hay. Not necessarily why the sun is shining. It was out earlier, not anymore. As John Zhu, will this finally be it? Oh, Jack Steele! He just ran off. That was at Crocodiles. So that was always caught. What was it? I can't remember the saying, but anyway, he was rightfully so to pull out of that. That was going to be, yeah, he just it could have been a lot worse than that. And back to live images. So Steele just drops 2 seconds back from John Zhu. And off the podium right now. So I'm back right now. Yep. The Le Mans Ultimate Season 1, what was it, LMP2 champion for ATR, Jack Steele on the screen. Looking to try and recover to get on the podium. 18 minutes to go. Been going for an hour 42 in this 2-hour race. And I'll tell you what, I thought this race was good. This game of footy right now between the Bulldogs and Hawthorn is an absolute cracker as well. So, plenty of action going on this evening. Chris Wren in the pits. So that might have just been deciding that enough was enough. He wants to repair that car. He didn't want to race for the remainder of the time with that damage. And Dylan Douglas moves back up into P10. He started in 10th position. He's had a good run, I reckon. Let's check in on the GT4s. So that's Vinny Canero is looking on track right now for back-to-back class victories. He's got Lockie Bevis behind him, not literally on the road. That is, I think that's Glory Babby. Yeah. So I've really got to get these liveries sorted. It's not great. But that's Babby moving past. But, well, Vinny Canero doesn't race with a livery for whatever reason. I don't know why, but he hasn't raced with a livery for a fair while now. What do we got? Yeah, so Canero, Bevis, he is 11 seconds. Oh, he's more than 11 seconds. He's 22 seconds behind. So Vinny Canero, he's cruising towards a second GT4 series, GT4 class victory. They would go a long way to winning the class championship as well in a couple of races' time. Can he make it a clean sweep? It's 2 from 2 so far. As we're entering the final quarter hour, it's kind of, the race is really sort of slowed down right now. Massive gaps everywhere, all the classes, nothing's really competing for anything. Closest car we've got on circuit right now is Steele. Let's do a lap with him. Lap Kyalami. What was that? A 43.4. Zulu did a 42.7. Hedeman 43.1. And Gracie 41.5. So as I was saying, 13 minutes left. This race is really just meandering. But I thought it was set up for a cracking finish. Unfortunately, not to eventuate. Nonetheless, I think we had a lot of entertainment. It's been good. We've seen some pretty good racing, I think. Anyway. It is a bit of a shame the weather didn't sort of eventuate. I think that would have really thrown a cat amongst the pigeons. I really like the strategy call from car number 1 though. That was a cracker. I thought that was I thought that was absolutely sensational. Maybe I'm a little bit too easily impressed, perhaps. Don't know, but I thought it was pretty bloody good. What else have we got? Rory Babby, so 15 seconds behind Hamilton. Literally not much going on right now. 12 minutes remaining. I really like this livery. It's like a graffiti kind of style. Can anyone chase anyone down? Dylan Douglas. So he is in the Honda. What a choice, the Honda. Who's that? Getting part. Oh, that's what you call him. That's Hikinger. Some good driving from him. So 1.4 seconds is the gap between he and Skinny Luke. There's Skinny. What have we got? Last lap around, 45 flat to Luke and a 43.1 to Douglas. So closing the gap. Just almost at a second now. And I think this week, I think this round, I think the driving between the GT2s, 3s, I think between the slower class. Hang on a second. Yeah, I thought the racing between classes, not so much the racing between classes, but the slower classes versus the faster classes, was better. I think it was from an outsider perspective. I felt it was a little bit more respectful and a bit more understanding of the faster and the slower guys. The faster guys gave a little bit more slack to the slower guys, as it should be. So yeah, I thought that was a little bit better than what we saw in the first round, and I think maybe that just comes with a round of experience. But yeah, I think that was worth shouting out, as Douglas made up a significant amount of ground right now on Skinny Luke. So 9 minutes to go. These two are battling it out for the final spots in the top 10, 9th and 10th. What was that last lap around Luke? 45.2, 43 flat. Doesn't really count for much now. Ah, hang on. I'm on the wrong one. That's what I was going for. What are we? 5:45 in-game time. 26 degrees track temperature, 23 degrees air temperature. No weather to come in the remainder of this one. It's been kind of... I do find it at this circuit, it is often quite gloomy most of the time. I don't know if that's just my sort of confirmation bias, maybe. I don't know, but don't know. But the pit stop calls were on the money from Ben Hederman tonight, so he gave us more good information. Oh, Skinny Luke just getting a little bit slippery through there. That's one of the TKR racing entries. Bracefield, or yeah, it is Bracefield. And then they've got one of the Bevis cars. I think that's Lockie Bevis, who is currently sitting P2 in GT4 class. Which is a fantastic effort. Oh yeah, there we go. I did call it earlier tonight that we'll see someone go flying through there. Almost. You can see the sparks flying out from under the car. So we go on board again. 7 minutes remaining, so another 3 laps, 3 to 4. Yeah, 4 or 5 laps potentially left in this one. No, it wouldn't be 4 or 5. They're doing, yeah, there's probably 2 or 3. 3 maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Maximum of 4, definitely not 5. We'll see how the timer goes. But Gracie's doing absolutely easy right now. 33 seconds is the lead. His last trip around did a 41.5. He's lapped in that 41.5 for pretty much the majority of his stint after his pit stop, which he made very, very early. So he made that. That was the second stop. So he went with a 2-stopper tonight. The 2-stopper was the fastest strat. Whiteman also did a 2-stopper. Ren was stopped 3 times. Yeah, but the Gracie. This is Douglas. Finally gets the job done. I was just blabbering on. See that again on the replay. Sets him up nicely. Going to have the inside line for the right-hander. And boom. Nice work there from Dylan Douglas. He's another one who's, I think has improved quite significantly. Doing great up there in P9. So great to see him having a great run. Started in P10. So he's moved up 1 spot from where he started. What are some other rises and falls? I don't know if they're all accurate. So just, don't hold me to it. It says Gracie up 7, but he started right from the back. Borowski says Shimon up 15 places from 28th. Looks like he's been through the wars in that car. Hoffman up 6. Yeah, who are the biggest fallers? Babby from 1st to 6th. Yeah, not massive rises and fallers, so sort of an even-keeled race. As we go on board with Skinny Luke. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Motorsport left on the agenda tonight. Who saw the big, massive GT4? Boom. Got it? Massive GT4 pileup at turn 1 at Monza for the GTWC challenge that they had there. Was it GT4s or GT3s coming out? Or was it both? Huge. I think it was GT3s. And GT4s had a pretty big crash there as well. But it was sort of open lobby T1 at Monza stuff. It was quite... brings a bit of a tear to your eye how much money that would have cost in the one space of action. But we're just running out the last 3 minutes. Andy Gallagher making another pit stop. That would be his second of the evening. But it's been this man. He's going to determine when we finish this race, and I reckon it's going to be 2 more laps after this one. Hederman looking like he's going to take out the class victory for GT2. And he's going to take out P2 overall as well. So, good run for him. About time he had a little bit better luck than what he's had in the recent past. John Zhu, he will get a win sooner or later, but good podium performance from him. Oh, I think we're going to have 2 more laps. Boy, this is like the race that never ends. Gallagher's still in the pits. How long has he been in there for now? A couple of minutes. So I wonder if he's finishing the race in there. I'm not too sure. Go look another lap after this one. That will be the final trip around. Shimon Ouroboros Wisdoms. I wonder if he's a Carl Jung fan, perhaps. Talked about that.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
There it is. That is the signal for the leader is on the final lap. Gracie or Breno Ellis. Big slide there. Ooh. Having a bit of fun there for the Astone Racing entry. The number 1 on the side of the door. He's got two-thirds of this circuit to navigate before he takes out the second back-to-back outright victory, second class victory in a row. It's not going to be second class victory in a row for GT2 though, because that is going to belong to Ben Hederman, who was not the GT2 class winner last round. So he will be a new class winner for season 2, the mixed racing ATR series. There's just a few more corners to navigate, and it's been a bit of a strategy masterclass from the number 1. He is about to make it 2 wins from 2 races. Looks like he had a bit of fun on that last lap as well as he comes through the final corner. But well done to Breno Ellis, car number 1. Big slide through the last corner, back-to-back victories to start the season. Breno Ellis, congratulations. Winner of the 2 hours of Kyalami. Big congratulations to him. Great strategy call. And he did what a great driver would do. And he made that strategy work. So big congratulations to him. And I'm sure he's going to start participating in some well-deserved burnouts. Or maybe not. He's just decided to give it up there. But congratulations to him. Breno Ellis. He is our outright victory winner. And then Ben Hederman is going to come home P2 but P1 in GT2 class. Congratulations Ben Hederman, great drive, great fuel strategy information as well. John Zhu, he comes home to earn a very, very well deserved P3 and 2nd in class and 3rd in class, and 4th on the road is Jack Steele. Then comes Philip Hamilton, had a really solid drive. We just didn't see much of him today. It was a bit lonely for him. Here's Glory Babby. He's going to come home in saying P5. I'm not too sure about that's P6 in fact. Then it's going to be Smoking Icarus. It's going to be one of the last couple of cars on the final lap in the Audi GT2. So big congratulations to him. Smoking Icarus in P number 7. Then it's going to be Jamin Morosky. He will be coming home in P8. Then I think it was Douglas Wren. Shimon is making his way through as well. Andy Gallagher is in the pits. Hoffman, Whiteman, Vinny Canero, well done to him. That is back-to-back class victories. He's the other class winner for the GT4s. Congratulations to him, Vinny Canero, back-to-back class victories. And it looks like he had a few sort of scrapes and bumps along the way. Lockie Bevis, Etch-a-Sketch, Simon Phillips. He ran out a bit of fuel there, maybe. DY, Bracefield, Cutler, Bevis, Bear, Harnett, and Hikinger. I think we started with about 29, so to finish with 25, I think, is a phenomenal effort. Great driving from everyone tonight. Breno Ellis, yeah, a real strategy masterclass from him. He was the outright victor. Ben Hederman, GT2, and it was Vinny Canero there for the GT4s. That is everything, everyone. So we are all done. That is round number 2 in the books, and we will be doing it all again in a couple of weeks. It's Spa, 2 hours of Spa. That's going to be a lot of fun. So join us, same place, same time. We'll do it all again, round number 3. But until then, my name's Nick. I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you have a great long weekend for the people that are eligible for it this weekend. And until next time, stay safe. I'll see you.